Hello and welcome to episode 171 of the So Video Games podcast, where we talk about any game at all, including new stuff, old stuff, and anything in between. If we are playing it, we will be talking about it. Today we are recording on March 26th, 2020. My name is Corey Motley, and I am 33.3 repeating percent of today's micro-sode, and I am back, motherfuckers. How are you?
Hey, it's Corey.
Corey, can't believe you're back, man. Where'd you come from, by the way? This is weird.
I came from my mom's vagina.
Oh, and the show
No,
started
actually, that's not true. I was born via C-section, so I did not have contact with my mom's vagina. I'm sorry.
TMI in the beginning of this episode. I'm going to cancel it.
This is
prime content.
Yeah, this is like, what did you expect? If you're going to have me back on the show, this is exactly the kind of content I'm delivering for the show.
No, it is.
But anyway, I'm here. I'm back temporarily. Don't get used to it, but I might pop in every once in a while. My name's Corey Motley. With me, I would say as always, but with me, as used to be always, is Brad Galloway. He is the editor of GameCritics.com. He is also 33.3 repeating percent of the show. How are you doing, Brad?
I'm good. I'm really good. Looking forward to hearing you guys talk about today's game, and I'm very thrilled to have you back. I mean, I'm sure that most people know you and I did this show for a long time, and then you went away to this other chapter of your life, and Carlos has taken us on this new journey, but I'm so excited to have you back.
I am glad to be back, but I'll get everybody caught up in a second, but I want to formally introduce Carlos, not that he needs any introduction, but last but not least, Carlos Rodella is here. He is the final 33.3 repeating percent of the show. How are you, Carlos? It's been a while.
I know. This is really fun. We are all in the same virtual room together. And it's really cool to have you on the show again. And yeah, it's been fun. I've been basically, getting some of Brad's Debbie Downer. It's like it's rubbing off on me.
Oh no!
Yeah,
a
little
corrupting
bit.
Carlos.
Yeah, just a little bit. Like today, we'll talk about a game, and it might be partly Brad's fault. I'll just put it out there that that I'm a little frustrated with it. But no, it's been really fun, and it's awesome to have you on the show with us. We've only been on a show, all three of us together, like once. So it's fun.
I think that's true, but now we can never say that again because we will have been on the same show twice now.
And again, let's do it again.
Yeah, we'll do it again for sure. But yeah, I'm back, everybody. This is not permanent, so don't get used to it. But I will maybe be popping in and out every once in a while. I feel like at some point I'll come back on the show and just do like a true life Corey Motley episode where I talk about all the shit that's been going on in my life for the past 6 months. But just so everybody knows, I am healthy. I am happy. I mean, coronavirus pandemic notwithstanding, because I'm incredibly stressed out about that on a minutely basis, if there is such a thing. But I did not, have a terminal illness. I did not have surgery. I just took a little bit of time off from the show. And to be frank, the reason why I haven't been back sooner is because I just haven't really been playing a lot of video games. Just so everybody's aware, I sort of, and I'm just as surprised as anybody about this, I have become a tiny bit of like a Call of Duty bro. I've been playing Call of Duty a lot and Apex Legends with my friends from Atlanta, which is something I never thought I would say because I absolutely hate competitive online multiplayer, but it's fun to play with friends. But I haven't been playing a lot lately. However, the main topic of discussion I have been playing, so that's why I'm back, because I want to deep dive on a game specifically with Carlos, because I know he and I have both played it.
Yes. And we have, I'm guessing, different opinions already.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right, we'll see.
Interesting. Well, Corey, welcome back, sir. I am so glad you're here. Carlos, welcome again. I am glad you're here also. It'd be weird if you weren't here.
Yeah, okay.
Brad is actually not glad you're here, Carlos.
I know. What was the alternative to that? And Carlos, I'm glad you're here too, I guess.
I am always glad you're here. This has been a wonderful journey to do it with Corey, and then to do it with you, and then now you guys are both here, and so now we are doing our very first three-man show of this show. I mean, we were originally on your show, Carlos, back in the day, so this is the first time for our show, and I'm just very excited. I'm very excited to see where this is going to go, how this chemistry is going to pop off, and it's just nice to talk to Corey again because I haven't talked to him in quite a while. So
it's kind of like the Three's Company or one of those shows where like they change cast members.
Like a soap opera.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, like, wait, that person's back? Or like, or the different cast? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, and the good thing is, like, we don't depend on ratings. We don't have any executives to answer to, so we can have guest stars as often as, or not as often as we like. So I'm happy that we are guest starring our former co-hosts. So anyway, enough pleasantries. Good to have you guys in the room, and I'm glad you're both here because today's topic is actually Doom Eternal. I am not a Doom fan. I didn't like the last Doom, and I had zero interest in this one. So it was going to be real weird if me and Carlos were going to talk about it because I wouldn't have much to add. Corey, that is your function today. And since you were the guest, and since I knew already, since we had arranged ahead of time that you'd be talking about it, would you like to lead us off on Doom Eternal, sir?
Oh boy, I really need to warm up a little bit for this. I need to do some vocal exercises
you gotta go right
or
in.
something.
Right
all right,
in.
cold open. Okay, yeah. So Doom Eternal came out. I personally was a pretty big fan of Doom 2016. Whenever I played it, I kind of like when all the hype was, like the preview hype was coming up. I was like, it's Doom. Like, how good can it be? And then I played it, and I was like, okay, actually, like this game is really incredible. I really liked it. I thought the action in it felt really, it's kind of like really fast and intense in a way that a first-person shooter hadn't felt to me up until then. And I prefer like sort of like tactical first-person shooters anyway, sort of like a Rainbow Six or a Deus Ex, where you're kind of like taking cover and like stealthing around if you want to. So Doom, it was just like oh my god, it's just like complete madness, like jumping and leaping and pirouetting around these battle arenas and shooting hell demons and hellfire and blood and chainsaws and machine guns, and it was like this intense game that I really liked. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's perfect, there was some stuff that I thought wasn't great about it, and in fact, you can read my review on GameCritics.com for it if you want to go back and look for it, because I think I wrote maybe a second opinion for it, if I'm not mistaken, at the time. But I really liked it. I've been really looking forward to Doom Eternal. Like I said, I haven't been playing video games a lot lately, but there are like a handful of games that have been coming out that I've been pretty excited about. Like I bought The Outer Worlds at the end of last year. That was one of the very few like story-based games that I played in the past 6 months. And then Doom Eternal, I knew I wanted to buy. And I was planning to go to Target to pick it up because I like to buy my games on disc because I'm an old man, but I did not want to risk getting sick and dying by going to Target, so I bought it on PSN, started playing it Thursday night, I beat it on Sunday night, and I've been replaying missions of it to do...
Damn, you beat it fast.
Yeah, it's because I don't have a life. I've been quarantining, and I mean,
that's right.
I live by myself. I'm quarantining. I don't. I've been like shutting out the outside world, so I basically just sat home and played it like the entire weekend. And not only have I beaten it, but I've been going back and I've played probably about half the missions to get all of like the secrets and the secret stuff and leveling up the weapons and everything, which is something I like about the Doom games, is that they are kind of linear, but there's still stuff to go back for if you're that kind of person. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. I don't want to deep dive too early. Like, Carlos, will you catch me up on how you came to it and what you thought about Doom 2016 before we deep dive?
Yeah, totally. And real quick tangent, I wonder how many people now are beating games because of the quarantine, right? Like,
that is a really good question, dude. I was kind of thinking the same thing myself.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, people were already downloading, but like that must have caused a huge spike in download as opposed to physical media too. So I like the alteration of people's game playing habits because of this outside factor. Really fucking interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to ask that question just because another Debbie Downer question for like around this quarantine thing, but it is interesting because I feel like
maybe we should. That's a really interesting question.
we should.
That's a good question.
Yeah,
I think
maybe we'll ask it.
I'd like questioned myself and then was like, no, you should do it. So I'm glad we all had that conversation, and we're going to do it. Ask that question. And yeah, I think that more people are staying in and focusing on actually completing games. So where I come from in the Doom series is I definitely played the old school ones, old man as well, and played them when they first came out. Thought they were fun. It was never like my favorite game in the world back then. But then 2016 version came out, and I got what they were doing, but this is kind of like a signpost ahead on what I thought of this one, is that the one that, what their whole mechanic was is go in quick, do a bunch of attacking first, and that's how you'll beat this game. And if you don't have another option. And I didn't like that very much, but I also felt like it was a little more forgiving than Eternal. I might be wrong here, but that's just my my remembrance of it. So when I did do that kind of style, which I'm not used to, I like wasn't happy with it, but I like seemed to not be too bothered by it. So now when I went back in Eternal, it seemed like everything's, ratcheted up to 12 instead of 10. And it's all insane. And I do like the ridiculousness of the kills because I said this on a podcast before, but I guess the creative directors were looking at Evil Dead 2 as inspiration. And you can see that, I'm sure, Corey, right?
I mean, I've never actually seen the Evil Dead movies.
No,
I know.
what?
I mean, I know about them, but I have not seen them. I'm sorry,
Okay,
guys.
well, it's okay. You know what? Quarantine, Evil Dead 2, download
You got
it.
time, bro. You got nothing but time.
Bro, seriously, you watch that and then go back and play Doom, you'll have a great time. So I like the ridiculousness of it. But that being said, it really is like you can't hold back. You can't defend. You can't hide anywhere. You've got to go forward to get more stuff. Here's my biggest problem with the game. It's my light deep dive. I don't think we're really going to do deep dives today anyhow.
Light dive?
Light
Your
dive.
Shallow dive.
My shallow
dive.
in the
Your
wading
dangerous,
pool.
yeah, your dangerous dive into the shallow end. Don't hit your head, please.
I have my floaters on, and I'm in the 4-foot part. But it just seems like you just go around in circles. Like, any map that you have, basically it gets locked off, and so you can't keep going. It's not open world. You can't keep, going through and finding areas. Yes, there's buildings and stuff within the section that you're in, but that section gets locked off. You've got to beat these monsters that are in there. And I just find myself, again, probably by design, but not having fun by going in circles, going up the little bouncy pad, and then getting more stuff, and then coming back down, and then killing someone to get health points. It just feels boring to me. Like, yes, minute to minute, there's like some really cool explosions happening and blood and guts. But if you're out of ammo in this game, you have...
Which happens all the time.
Which happens all the time.
Yeah.
You have no attack. And like, one of my favorite shooters ever of all time now is...
Wait, you have no attack? You have no
No
melee
attack.
Or chainsaw
No,
or anything?
there's a melee. There's a melee.
There's a
attack,
melee
but
that
it's
doesn't...
really weak, though.
It's really weak. It can't kill anything. Like a fucking skeleton or whatever those little guys are. If you like melee them, they don't die. They're just like, yeah, I got it. Cool. What else?
I took
like
that
the
punch,
equivalent
bitch.
of like
What else you
shoving
got?
somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a shove. That's what it is. You have a shove, Brad. You've got a shove.
You have a rude gesture.
Yeah, you're like, hey, I'm going to flip you the bird. And the skeleton's like, I don't care. Okay, so besides that, you do have a chainsaw, but it runs out of gas. So you're like running around with a chainsaw that's just like, dun, 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 dun. I got no gas. And you're pushing people. So that is fucking not fun. And then, yeah, okay, I killed somebody and I got back into it. But I just hate that underpowered feeling in a game where it's supposed to make you feel overpowered. And before I go into other parts, I'll let Corey speak again of his deeper thoughts on. But I will say, like you just alluded to, there's such limited ammo, and then you've got to race to get it. And when you do get it, I just still don't feel badass. Like in Rage 2, one of my favorite games of all time, I always felt like I had an option. You know what I mean? I always felt like I had some sort of melee that did something, like cut people's heads off and stuff. It's crazy. Or a little bit of a gun here and there. But in this one, I felt screwed.
a little bit of a gun.
Yeah.
Just like the barrel, just a
Just
little bit.
Just the tip. Yes, just the tip.
Oh,
let me
that's
ask. No, don't cut that part out.
No.
Let me ask you guys. So I haven't played this. I remember what it was like in the first Doom, where you had to like do the kills, right, to get that. Is it the same in this one? Like they can't possibly have you just running from ammo box to ammo box. I mean, is there a way to replenish your ammo as you're playing? Like, what is the mechanic for it?
Okay, so I'll take the lead and break this down real quick. So, because I actually kind of agree with a lot of what Carlos just said. I have a feeling I like Doom Eternal more than Carlos, but I think that some of the stuff that he was just talking about, I can echo, because one of the things that I like about Doom 2016 that does not exist in Doom Eternal is that, A, you have the little pea shooter pistol in Doom 2016. It never runs out of ammo. It's not very good, but you have it all the time, and it never runs out of ammo. That pistol is gone in Doom Eternal. It does not exist in Doom Eternal. So you don't have a little unlimited ammo pea shooter anymore. Your melee in Doom 2016 could stagger enemies into the glory kill state where you press R3 and you do like that.
Oh, that's
kill.
right.
But hold on, but that doesn't happen in Doom Eternal either. So they're taking things out, which I don't like about Doom Eternal. So you have you're totally right in saying that you have all these guns, you have very limited amount of ammo, you don't have the pistol pea shooter, your melee attacks don't stagger anybody anymore. The only the only correction I can add here is that you do have the chainsaw, and it does run out of gas, and it can hold 3 units of gas, but the first unit will replenish over time if you use it. However, the first unit, if you only have 1 unit of gas on the chainsaw, it can only kill like the little zombies that walk around. I think it may be like the soldiers with the gun arms and the imps, which are like the weakest enemies in the game.
Yeah.
So and it took me a long time to get on board with this, because in Doom Eternal, when you glory kill demons, which is when they flash orange and you perform like the finishing move on them, that gives you more health, but it doesn't give you anything else but health. You never get ammo from that. If you chainsaw enemies, they spill ammo everywhere, which is the same the same as Doom 2016. And if you use there's a new mechanic in Doom Eternal where he has this little like flamethrower on his shoulder, and if you use the flamethrower, it just kind of like spurts fire for like 3 seconds, and whenever you light enemies on fire, they start dropping armor. So there's 3 different mechanics that give you 3 different things. Like the glory kills are for health, the chainsaws for ammo, and the flamethrower is for armor. But something that took me a long time, way too long to get on board with in Doom Eternal, is that I kept running out of ammo too, because there's ammo pickups in the battle arenas, but there weren't enough of them like to maintain me in battle, because you have the 2 machine guns that take the same ammo, the 2 shotguns that take the same ammo, the plasma gun and that like spear plasma thing that take the same ammo, and then you have like the BFG and I can't remember what else, but you have like basically 2 guns per ammo source, so you're kind of like cycling through your weapons, and once one of them's empty, it like auto cycles to the next type of weapon. But it took me a long time, because in Doom 2016, the chainsaw, I always kind of used that as like a get out of jail free on like a big enemy card. So if there was like a giant, like, I don't know the enemy names, but like, something that was very deadly that I didn't really want to fuck with, I was just like, boom, I'll get my chainsaw out, I'll kill you. It's kind of like an easy one hit, and then I'll get a bunch of ammo too. But the problem with Doom Eternal is that I ended up only using my chainsaw on like the weakest enemies in the game, because generally in battle sequences and between battle sequences, there's kind of like just zombies kind of shambling around here and there, and you're supposed to kind of use them to refill your armor with the flamethrower and your ammo with the chainsaw, which, like, once you get on board with it, it works, but I still don't think it's a good mechanic, because I miss having my get out of jail free chainsaw. I don't like, if I have this badass chainsaw, why would I want to use it to kill the weakest enemies in the game over and over and over again just to get ammo? And that's what you have to do, and I don't think that's good gameplay.
And on top of that flamethrower is crap.
Like it is crap.
It's like
it is.
It literally here's what it does, okay? It urinates fire. It like pees a little bit of fire out. It's like peep 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 peep, and then and then it goes away, and you're like pip pip pip. You're like shooting blanks. Yeah. It's
not good. Yeah.
It's a silly mechanic, and like you just said, it's you're doing that with chainsawing a bunch of like regular nobody skeletons, and you don't want to waste it on that, but you just seemed like you have to, because it's your ammo maker, it's your armor maker, and that is not fun. I'll say this too. Anytime I have felt like a badass in the game, I felt like it was a parlor trick. Like, I feel like behind the scenes, I had done just the right thing. I went from point A to point B to point C, got the ammo, did the 1, 2, and 3, jumped over the obstacle with the thing, and got the armor and shut off the guy's little fucking laser thing on top of his body. I did all the things just right, and then the game gave me like a show. It's like, you did it. Good job. Look what you did. You're so good. See how good you are? It's a parlor trick, this game. In Rage 2, which I'll go back to, you feel like a badass because you're doing mechanics that are awesome. You're dodging, you're jumping, you're using the right guns at the right times, and you're not worrying about trying to shoot a little fucking fire flame, do a chainsaw. This is my soapbox, by the way, and I'm on it.
Both feet firmly planted.
Both feet, because like it just feels like I'm always trying to do something. Now, I'm not saying you can't have fun with it, because Corey did. I'm sure a ton of people are. But for me and my money, that's not it doesn't feel like a a fun experience of actually like granular and gritty a shooting game. It just feels like a show. That's my rant.
Interesting. I mean, as just a casual observer who has not played, it sounds like Doom Eternal needs a really good urologist. I mean, it's got burning pee and it's shooting blanks, and so there's all sorts of problems going on with this equipment.
And it's just a tip, by the way, Brad. That's just the tip.
And it
of
is just a tip. So I think maybe Bethesda.
Please, can we call this episode just a tip, please?
Well, that's totally fine. I can do that.
Thank you.
So I don't know. I agree with a lot of things you're saying, but I would also like argue that. Well, first of all, Rage 2 is like not a great game, so I don't know why you like it. And second of all,
fired.
It doesn't matter. It's fine. You can say an incorrect statement on the podcast. I'm fine with that.
I mean, hey, you're filling in temporarily for me, so I can kick you off any day now and come back. No, I'm just kidding. No, I also think that Rage 2 is like fundamentally a completely different game than Doom, so I don't really think that like. I mean, I get that you like a game and it's another shooter and it's published by the same company. But I think it's fundamentally a different game, so I don't know if it's really fair to be like, oh, well, Doom, why doesn't Doom do this thing that Rage does? But I get it, because, I have games that I like too that I think are, I wish that they would maybe implement those things into other games.
Yeah, it's just a shooting experience. I understand it's not apples to apples. Totally.
Yeah, it is a shooting experience.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting, though, that you... whenever you're talking about the parlor trick thing, where you say like, oh, well, if I did this kind of like somewhat like scripted thing, that the game like congratulated me for it, because I felt like the entire time I was playing Doom Eternal, that game did not congratulate me one time. It just kept like beating me over the head with the frying pan, and it was like, fuck you, impress me, fuck you. But it kind of in a way that I like, because I think when I played Doom 2016, at the time I had the thought, I don't know if I wrote this in my review or not, but I'd had the thought where like you're not like Doom 2016 is not here to impress you, like you're here to impress it, like right. It brings the show, and like you're here to show it what you've got. And I feel similarly with that about Doom Eternal, but I do think that Doom Eternal is more I think it's more unforgiving. I think the combat mechanics of the chainsaw, the flamethrower, like I wish that they would just give you more ammo drops in the levels, because for a game that's fundamentally about like insane over-the-top killing hell demon action for like 90% of the game, like it's bullshit that they're like, okay, here's your 4 bullets, go kill these hell demons. Like,
see, by the way, to further my point there, I didn't mean when I said like they give you a show. No, they beat you down the whole time. But the ta-da, like, oh, you succeeded, is like the next, you can go to the next level. Because basically, I'm saying like, or like a glory kill or something, right? Like if you do something like really cool looking, they'll be like, well, look at this. We took his head off and we shoved it up his ass. Cool. Look at that. You got to see it. But the reason you saw that was because you did the right things. You know what I mean? It wasn't because I don't know. My last point I'm going to say is, it's kind of going off what you said. It is such a bombastic game. It is killing a fuck ton of demons in the most outlandish ways, in the craziest of places. By the way, we didn't even mention the atmosphere, which I think is awesome. It's like really beautiful, like huge, building-sized demons in the distance.
Yeah.
It's so cool, right? Now, if they give me a pea shooter, or a little bit better than a pea shooter, why not just a regular machine gun that has unlimited ammo? Okay, you watch how quickly I'm going to beat that game tonight. Because then I'm just like fucking tears of joy, because I'm never worrying about, like you said, these kind of low ammo things. I'm just having fun with, how do I do the puzzle of that you want me to do, But I think the ammo is the biggest part for me.
What do you mind if I ask what difficulty level you're playing on?
I played on regular, normal, whatever it is.
Okay, because something that I found is that I played through the entire game on normal, except for like the last half of the last mission. It got so intense for me that I didn't realize that I could alter the difficulty level in the middle of the game, so I had to turn it down to easy. And I mean, like, I would say if you're like not having the best time, to turn it down to easy, because the game is way more manageable on easy than it is on normal, for me at least.
Yeah, I did switch it to easy just the last time, because I knew we were going to talk about it last night, just to kind of get through one section that was giving me a problem, and I did. But I still ran out of ammo. Like, I still had to shoot that fucking little fire thrower bullshit. So I don't know. I don't
right,
know.
guys.
There you go, Brad.
Right.
That's our
There
review.
we go. All right, we did a lot of talking.
Hold on. Are we
Oh.
not going to talk about how awful the jumping and platforming is in the game? Are we not even going to touch that surface?
I mean, this is a micro-sode, so I feel like we're hitting the kind of upper
hitting the
limit of
wall.
our time.
I
I
will
think you
say-
kind of just said it. You kind of just said it.
You did, and also there's like Assassin's Creed, like jumping from area to area. Like, what's that about?
Yeah, it's the climbing is terrible, the platforming is terrible. That's really all there is to say on that. But I will, like, if we're kind of giving like a bottom line statement, I will say that I do right now. I've done the thing that I always do, where I get on a show and all I do is complain about a game, despite the fact that I like it. That's very much like that is
your
kind of how I
jam.
talk. Yeah, that's my jam because I do like Doom Eternal. I think Doom 2016 is better. I think I prefer it. But I still think Doom Eternal is good. I was pretty frustrated in several parts, though, with some of the platforming, with some of the new enemy types. There's an enemy called a Marauder, and every time he shows up, I would like nearly throw my controller in rage because I kept dying from him because he attacks in a different way than literally every other enemy in the game.
What's the guy with the little thing on the top on his back that shoots you from a distance? Who's that?
He's talking about the spider?
Yeah, he's got like a little laser that you got to shoot off on the top of him, and he shoots you like for anywhere you are, like on the map. He shoots you.
I mean, if you're talking about the spider, that's one of the guys that has like the laser on his back,
Maybe,
but it's like
yeah.
the big spider. But there's an enemy called a Marauder, and I don't know if you've come across him yet, Carlos, but he basically has like a shield, and you have to do this like cat and mouse thing with him where like you have to get like at mid-range and then you wait for him because he'll shoot you if you're really close, and he'll throw these like plasma axe things at you if you're really far. But if you get like in a mid-range, his eyes flash green and then you know to attack him, but you have like a fucking split goddamn second to shoot him when his eyes flash green, and he's the only enemy in the game. Everything else, it's just like balls to the wall, unload as many bullets as you can, but this one enemy, it's like, all right, like, let's do a little, like, parry thing, and then my shield, and then my eyes are gonna flash, and you have to shoot me, and it's so fucking annoying.
That sounds terrible.
It's so annoying. It's terrible. Yeah, it's awful.
I will say my final statement is I think people will find joy in it. I think there's a lot of fun, unlockable stuff. There is Doom to be had. If you like 2016, you're going to like it. But like I agree with you too, which, yeah, I guess we do agree a bunch on this episode. I think 2016 one I like better. I like having just a little bit of that melee goes a long way, you know, just being able to do that and not feel underpowered. I felt underpowered and overpowered and then underpowered and overpowered. And that's not a fun experience for me to have shooting wise. Also, the one thing I will say, I'll leave a positive, is I like jumping up in the air and getting those eyeball guys like into like where you can kill them state, you know, flashing or whatever. And I like jumping up in the air and like from a distance, like grabbing them. You know what I mean? Like just jumping off a platform and like onto the eyeball and then tearing it apart. Like that was really fun.
The kill animation for those guys, whenever one of the glory kills where he like grabs the tooth and grabs the eye and like pulls the eye out, that's the only kill animation in that game that grosses me out every single time I see it. Like him like ripping the green eyeball out of the demon. It really kind of grosses me out.
But it's so, like I said, it's so over the top that they really tried to do that so that you just kind of find it more humorous, and I do. So yeah.
All right, guys. It sounds like we have covered Doom Eternal, at least for the purposes of this micro-sode. Thank you both very much for chipping in. I think that listeners will have a lot to chew on what you guys have discussed. I didn't play that fucking game because I'm not really a Doom guy. So before we wrap, I want to give a couple shout outs to something else, just so people like me who don't care about Doom will have at least something to take away from this episode.
Brad is salty. He's bringing the salt.
Little salty tonight.
I had some salt this episode. Come on.
Yeah, you actually were on fire, Carlos. You were kind of reminding me of me, which is kind of nice. So
I took over for you.
Think I'm rubbing. Yeah, you definitely took the Brad seat tonight.
And somehow I'm the voice of reason on the show this week. What the hell?
What is going on? Night is day, day is night, up is down. I want to give really quickly a quick shout out to a game called Tangledeep on the Switch. This is it looks like a 16-bit plus graphics, like really good graphic quality. It's a roguelike, turn-based tactics, light RPG elements, but there is a good story to it and a good diversity in characters, good diversity in mechanics. It's really a wonderful tactics roguelike game. It was one of my favorite games the year it came out, but a lot of people just did not get into it. I think it hit at the time something else bigger came along, and I think it just got lost in the shadow. But it is a wonderful, wonderful game. Really worth checking out if you like tactics games or roguelike games. It's got a brand new DLC, which releases free today, actually. So if you already own the game, you can check in for a brand new character, a brand new storyline, a lot of balance fixes, a lot of tweaks. And there's also an additional DLC. The second one is not free, but it adds like a very challenging like endgame campaign, a bunch of new stuff. So if you want some tactics, you want some roguelike, or if you own this game and haven't gone back to it for a while, or if you haven't checked this game out, I give this game like my best possible recommendation. I love Tangledeep. I had basically no complaints about it when I played it. It was really wonderful. So check out Tangledeep on the Switch. I think it's also on PC, but all of the new stuff is on Switch starting today. And speaking of DLC,
hold on.
Okay, what?
I have to insert a classic Corey dad joke before we move on. Are you ready? I had to bring one to the show.
Okay.
If it's DLC and it's free, can we call it DL free?
Ooh.
We can. We could.
I'm sorry. I had to.
No.
Bringing that Corey flavor. That is definitely an old school Corey comment.
God damn it.
Sure.
Okay. Please, let's move on. What were you going to say, Brad? Let's ignore I said
moving on. Well, speaking of which, it's good that you're on the show today because I can tell you thank you on the air in front of everybody. You sent me a message this morning and let me know that Control, which was my game of the year it came out, and a lot of people's game of the year.
That was my runner-up for game of the year.
Yeah,
it's on my list. It was like 3 or 4, I think.
Yeah, I think we're all pretty big Control fans, more or less. But it has a new story-based DLC. I know they had one kind of DLC that came out a while ago, and if I'm not mistaken, it was just some sort of a challenge mode or something. I don't think it had anything to do with the story. I didn't play it. I'm like, I want story or nothing. But today, it's called The Foundation. Just came out today, and it's about continuing the story. I believe it concerns the lady who is the head of security, and she disappears at some point during the main campaign of Control. So this is about what happened to her. You go track her down in the bowels of the oldest house. I'm about maybe 2 hours into it. Corey, did you jump into it today or did you not?
I was too busy playing Doom to make sure I was knowledgeable for the show. I have it downloaded, but I have not played it yet.
All right, cool. I'm about 2 hours into it, and I got to say, it is rough coming back to Control after not playing it for a couple months.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That game will kick your ass in a heartbeat.
Oh, dude. I could not remember the buttons. And I'm like, wait a minute. What gun was I using last time? And, oh, shit. What is this? Oh, I forgot. I mean, I loved it. It was my game of the year. I loved it. But, boy, I took a break, and all that knowledge and all those reflexes and all that muscle memory just left me hardcore.
Dude, you think that's bad? Go to the ending of the game. Remember how we talked about this in a podcast?
Yes.
So the ending of the game, as you know, I'm sure as
in the
well,
main
Corey,
campaign,
in the main campain is bullshit. And it makes
terrible.
you do this one whole thing with one life for some reason, right?
That circular room.
No, not the one where you're just going all the way to meet
You're
the
talking
guy.
about the platforms and you fall off the fucking platforms in the middle of the...
It's like red area where they put a bunch of bad guys at you and you go to the next area.
Okay. You're talking about the one past the circular room. Okay, gotcha.
Yes, past the circular. It's where you're going to go meet the guy at the top or whatever.
Your brother, whatever his name is. Yeah.
Anyway, so they want you to do that whole thing in one shot, and if you fuck up or whatever, it's over, which is crazy. They don't even save it to the one section or whatever. And then, I went back to see, hey, I want to go play the DLC. I'll just, get through this last part. And, like you said, I forgot all how my tactics were. Where to do the shield. Do I do the shield? Do I float? Do I even float? I forgot. Am I supposed to float? I don't even know. Should I stay on the ground? And so mix that with a fucking difficult section, and I rage quit. And I immediately tweeted Remedy and said, "Hey Remedy, can you patch the end of your game because I can't play your DLC?"
Well, that's a good question because so let me ask you this, Carlos. Because when I started my game, I did complete Control when I played it when it was new. And I saved because I knew there was DLC coming. When I started the game, it started me out in the headquarters of where all your buddies are at. It's like the executive wing or whatever it is. It's like the peaceful zone. And I could just select the quest from there and just start it. When you started the game, did it give you the option to just choose doing the DLC quest, or did it not give that option? Because I would assume it seems like you could probably just start at any time.
I want to, and that'd be great if that's, and I'll try it as soon as this podcast is over. But when I went in, I hadn't bought the DLC yet, so
okay.
I bet you it just put me back in that fucking terrible area.
Yeah.
Because so I should try that then.
Well, if your last save was in that shitty zone, and I know exactly what you're talking about, it's a really shitty zone. I'm guessing that you could just go back to your last checkpoint, fast travel out, and the way that the DLC started for me, it just came up as a quest, and you could select it. I believe you probably don't need to finish the game to do that quest. I mean, that's my guess.
Right.
But the way that it's structured, it seems like you could do it. But I mean, I'm not excusing that part.
I know, because that sounds like a bad answer, unfortunately, not from you, but in general, right? Because then you don't, because I know that end part, there's a part after the ending, and I watched some of it, because we talked about this in the podcast.
Yeah,
like,
it's really cool. It's really cool.
I never watch stuff on YouTube that are endings, but this time I was so mad because I love this game so much. I did watch it. There's a really cool end, and I want to be in that part of it before I take the DLC on. You know what I mean? That's just kind of a completeness.
No, I hear you.
All right, anyways.
I mean, it's not a great answer, but I think technically for anybody who's curious, I'm pretty sure you can start the DLC without having completed the game. I think it just is like a selectable quest.
All right.
So anyway.
Hey, before we get out,
yeah.
Hold on. Before we get out, micro-sode, I want to thank Transylvania on Twitter for the suggestion of me starting Alliance Live.
Trashylvania.
What did I just say?
Transylvania.
Oh, that's what I meant.
I want to thank the entire country of Transylvania.
I want to thank them too, yeah. No, Alliance Alive, for the RPG, the turn-based RPG, is very good.
Good.
He is very right. It is super fun, and I'm on track to beat it. I feel like I'm just I lost myself in it. Yeah, I'm maybe like a third of the way right now, but I can feel myself just wanting to resolve the story. I won't go into it now. We'll go into another podcast, but yeah, thanks for that suggestion. I really dig it.
Excellent. All right, cool. All right, guys. Well, I mean, this has been really fun. I would love to do it again, but this is one of the micro-sodes, so we are going to wrap it up. This is basically the end of the show. Folks, thank you all very much for listening. Carlos and I will be back next week. I'm guessing Corey might not be back next week, but we can look forward to Corey joining us perhaps again in the future, I think. Maybe?
Yeah, if I find... this was very, serendipitous, because Brad was like, oh... have you thought about coming back to the show ever? This is in Twitter DMs, by the way, for everybody listening. And I was like, well, I haven't been playing that much, but I did just buy Doom. And he was like, oh, Carlos played Doom. And I was like, all right, let's talk about it. And it was that easy to come back. So I feel like if I actually keep up with playing games, I can come back and deep dive on some stuff. But the pressure of playing games, that sounds so stupid. Like, ooh, woe is me playing games. Ooh, I feel sorry for me. The pressure of having to play games to come to the show is not what I'm into right now. But if I do play something, I'll keep you guys informed, and then I can come back.
Organically, like micro-sodes, I think are good for that. We just kind of talk about one game, and if it happens to be one you're playing, then we'll do it.
Yeah, absolutely. If it works out, great. If not, I think between Carlos and I, we play basically every game that comes out.
We do. We play all the games.
We got that part covered.
Every single game, yes.
Anyway, all right. Anyway, we'll see what happens in the future. But in the meantime, folks, we would love your questions and comments. You can reach us, sovideogamespodcast@gmail.com. You can also post comments at gamecritics.com when the show goes up there. And we are on Twitter as a show collectively at SoVideoGames. But you can reach us individually. It's probably the better way to go. Corey, where can people find you on social media, or do you want them to find you on social media?
That's a better question.
Yeah, I wish I could pull like a witness protection thing and say that I don't want to be found. But I mean, all my socials are open, and I will still talk to people about video games if they want. That's fine, because I'm still playing stuff here and there. They can find me at Twitter is the best place to reach me. My handle is my first and last name, Corey Motley, CoreyMotley. It's also the same on Instagram. I'm also Corey Motley on Instagram. I don't post anything video game related over there, but I'm available. If you want to find me, that's the way to do it.
Excellent. Carlos, where can people find you this week?
Well, you can find me again on Twitter, because I'm not. I don't have a spam bot on my account anymore.
Yeah.
Thank you for everybody for
you sent me a thing the other day.
Everybody DM'd me immediately. I got my phone just started blowing up. And what's interesting about that, for those of you who don't know, I got a spam bot access my account and just sent out an advertisement for Ray-Ban sunglasses. And I thought it was funny because A, Ray-Ban sunglasses are normal sunglasses that are overpriced, in my opinion.
Sure.
B, it was like a sale for $30 or whatever like that. And it's just amazing that so many people that I haven't heard from in a long time, actually I heard because of that spam bot. I was like, oh man, I haven't talked to you for so long. What's up? They're like, oh, we just want to make sure you're okay because we just saw some crazy shit. I'm like, yeah, I know. But what are you up to? So thanks, spam bot.
I think you've just tapped into a dark secret of the modern age, is if you want to reconnect with people you haven't talked to in a while, just tweet out like some random bullshit sales stuff, and people will think you've been hacked.
Yeah, you can just do it yourself, and then to actually not get a spam bot on your account. So yeah, I'm on Twitter again, ONAWA.
Excellent. And as always, you can find me on Twitter and on Instagram. It's my name, BradGallaway, always no O's. And that is it for us. Thank you again, folks, for listening to the So Video Games podcast. Corey, thank you for making your special guest appearance. Great to have you back, buddy. And the show will be back next week. But in the meantime, this is bye from Brad.
And bye from Corey.
And bye from Carlos.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
Every week it's something.
It's something different. Normally I just do a whole sentence. It's not even bye. All right, just a tip. We're done. Just a tip.